You might find this on my website.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from
Of course there's an
Fargo.
ad.
Pick up the tab when you forget your wallet.
Fargo, send Cass $145 instead.
Want faster, easier banking? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do?
Oh, come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it. I found my card.
And also this.
Fargo, turn on my debit card.
Do you, Fargo?
I can skip this.
Welcome to the richest.
I'm just sitting here with this plan.
Don't blow them out like that.
I didn't, obviously, I'd be lying if I said I thought they were going to blow them out like that. But I did say Dak was going to give us three or four interceptions. He gave us three. I did, but
Three.
yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. Ricky, when it was 27, nothing at half, I was not comfortable at all. I was like, yeah, like that's a good. I looked at it. That's a good head start.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then
Right.
they come right back and got like 10 or something, right? They chopped it down, right? They got. All right, see, that's what I mean. Then when we come right back and answer, that's when my confidence, it wasn't even confidence. It was like the confidence that was already there. It was like I had to tap back into it. The reason why I tapped back into it was number 10, Jordan. He
reminds you.
Yeah.
He reminds you.
Yeah, and also coach reminds me that he is a beast. I mean, you know how we like to bring up those 12-win seasons that McCarthy got and all that. Well, Coach Mack got a nice resume as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He been coaching his butt. This might be his best work right now. Because he's doing it without Aaron. He's doing it without, because you lose a little bit of something when you're doing it with Aaron. They don't give you credit like that.
Exactly. Trust me, I know I'm real close with Coach and having conversations with him, and it was some dark times, but just a roller coaster. But now, from the beginning of this season, even beyond that, his trust and his confidence in Jordan was what it should be, obviously, because he's there every day. But it was like, somebody telling you, like, I got the best such and such in my house. I'm telling you, man, I got the. You like, man, I done been in a bunch of houses, bro. You're like, I saw a lot of the best I don't know. And man, he a dog.
So take me through your mindset, because I remember us sitting in that suite in Green Bay when they was getting it handed to them by Detroit, and you was not happy. And then take me to how you was feeling when you was sitting there with a mask on, looking at Yellow Beezy while you in that suite in Dallas.
You know what was crazy, Sean? I was there like I thought that was how on the road those Dallas fans travel when there's really just people that live in that place that's all of a sudden a Dallas fan that day.
Right,
you know how it goes.
bandwagon.
But so I was expecting to be. That's kind of the reason why I had the mask on. I ain't feel like I ain't feel like fussing with nobody and all. But man, Rich, it was like going. It felt like going. I've been to a lot of Chargers games out here in LA. And you go to a Charger game, I don't care how Justin Herbert, I don't care how he's slinging it. It's the crowd about to be 80% whoever they playing. They could be playing the Panthers this season. For real, bro. That's how bad it is.
No.
So, what I was surprised to see, that was one thing I was surprised to see, that it was Trump that they even let all those Green Bay fans in there. And also I was surprised to see that they left, bro. Oh yeah. They was out of there like fourth quarter. I was waiting by y'all drive safe now. Y'all drive safe now. I would say it's cold out there now. Bundle up now. It's cold. Did you forget your jacket on your chair? Did you forget your jacket? Go get your gloves in your chair. Go get, please. Come on now.
No. You wasn't telling them to get the jacket off the chair.
Man, you better go. What?
Tell me how you feeling about Jordan Love, because
I've been in a seat like that with where I was amongst the crowd. I felt like I was still amongst the crowd, and it was so close to those tweets. But so I was expecting to be. That's kind of the reason why I had the mask on. I ain't feel like I ain't feel like fussing with nobody and all.
Which one?
Man, Rich, it felt like going. I've been to a lot of Chargers games out here in in LA.
I already did
You
rewind
know,
it.
you go to a Charger game, I don't care how Justin Herbert, I don't care how he's slanging it. It's about to, the crowd about to be 80% whoever they playing. They could be playing the Panthers this season. For real, bro. That's how
Not
that
this season.
He said who?
this season. It's about to, the crowd about to be 80% whoever they playing. They could be playing the Panthers this season.
The Panthers this
For
year.
real, bro. That's how
Not
that.
this season.
Nah.
This season, man. Yes. Bro, but so when I was, bro, I heard Go Pack Go. I'm like, am I tripping? And then like, it got a little louder, so you know I heard then you know you hear the Dallas crowd try to come in with the boos. But once it became 27-0,
Damn.
man, halftime felt like I was at Lambeau. No more, no less. No more, no less. It felt, and then the way Jerry got this, by the way, Jerry's Real is amazing. The way he got the suites that I was in set up, I've never been in a suite like that with, where I was amongst the crowd. I felt like I was still amongst the crowd, and it was so close to
Jordan Love is the
sideline.
future of Green Bay, bro. Don't lie.
Almost
Don't lie.
yell at one of them boys.
He's
like,
mad.
I was like, Jerry got this play too cold. But so when
Right.
what I was surprised to see, that was one thing I was surprised to see, that it was Trump that they even let all those Green Bay fans in there. And also I was surprised to see that they left, bro. Oh yeah. They was out of there. Like,
I think that's the part you was listening for,
y'all
Jordan.
drive safe now. Y'all drive safe now. I would say it's cold out there now. Oh, bundle up now. It's cold. Did you forget your jacket? Did you forget your jacket? Are your gloves and your
What's going on, brother?
Come on now.
You been alright, bro? You been straight?
You wasn't telling them to get the jacket off the
What,
chair.
man? You better go what?
Tell me how you feeling about Jordan Love, because I remember I was a little nervous. I didn't believe Jordan Love was going to be the answer. I told you, I remember chopping it up with you.
Turn that shit
I didn't
down.
know it was going to be like this. He wasn't playing that well that day in Detroit. I was like, you know what I mean? You done had Brett Favre. You done had Aaron. Now, y'all got to take a break somewhere.
Yeah,
And it don't look like it now.
That's exactly what you told me. You said you told me you knew I was upset. so you broke it down to me like that. You actually did say that. You said, man, it's very rare that a franchise go from the number one position like that and just keep hitting like that. You told me that. You was like just keep hitting like. But man, what I like the most about him is his points. Because I ain't even talking about it on the field, because obviously
Yes, sir. Been alright, man. Been alright.
I'm showing the field as well, but
You still dropping music?
just to be able to sit behind Aaron for them years like that, and then knowing, you got to remind yourself, he came in the door already unwanted.
Right.
Remember when he got drafted, it was that draft night. It was already what's going on.
Right.
And Aaron, he made it uncomfortable. And so just to know the little homie sat and dealt with all that, and still to this day, first thing he gonna say is Aaron was a great teacher and a great this and a great that, and I learned this and tell you this, and so with that boy, and then to go through what he went through, obviously in the beginning of the season, and to stick with it. I heard Romeo answer a question today. They asked him, what changed about Jordan? Romeo Dobbs, the receiver for the Packers. They asked him, what changed about Jordan Love from the beginning of the season up until now? Like, what was the big? He was like, nothing. He was like, told me like nothing. He was like, he's been the same person now. He was like, not the beginning of the season. He was like, since the day I walked through the door.
Right.
He's been the same person on and off the field. He was like, it's just that we all work together now. Then he asked Romeo, who's the best receiver in that receiving room? And he was like, I come through and I come through. He's come through and he come through. Watch me. And he was like, so nobody, we are the best receiver.
Hey, that boy handled them questions because Skippy trying to set you up. Skippy trying to set him up.
Also I saw that he maintained that same. I'm talking about Romeo. He maintained that same composure on Keyshawn questions. Because
right.
he was trying to soften the question to get more out of him. Yeah, and
he was trying to get him on the Aaron Rodgers question. Like, oh,
yeah.
Aaron, oh, boy, sad.
But what I noticed, bro, I said, what he reminded me of was Jordan. I was like, that poise again. That got poise again. You know, I was like, that seemed like that's something that I don't know. You know, that got to be in here regardless. But I'm wondering if that's a trait that mantra, something that they're taking on in that locker room.
Well, it seems like, especially for young dudes.
I was
you know
gonna say, young
what I mean?
dude, you gotta humble yourself. You have to.
Right.
You have to.
But I mean, usually young dudes is the ones that make a mistake in that situation. They usually the ones to stutter or you know, accidentally say something and be like, "Man, my bad, I didn't mean that like that." Like,
exactly.
He handled that.
But you gotta also remind ourselves that Matt Young, Coach Young. So they remind me of you know I had my first child when I was like 14. They remind me we grew up together. You know what I mean? They growing up together, man.
Hey, as it should. And them boys look grown in Dallas. They look grown as hell in Dallas.
What? Man, we ain't satisfied. But man, we like one rice away from being full, man. We good. We good. We so good, man. Jordan fed us. That Chef Jordan got us good right now, man.
You say your cup almost runneth over, huh?
Almost runneth over, man.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instant.
Oh, speaking of the Niners,
I know
I ain't feeling going into that game. How you feeling?
We gotta go now. Let's go. I mean, man, the feeling going into this game right here is no more to me. I don't know how to, you know, I'm sure I hope the team don't feel the way I feel, actually. But to me, it's David versus Goliath. No more, no less. And you know, that story plays out, it played out the way it played out in that book, but now it's that play, it plays out every day in different forms and fashions. So, you already know, a lot of times Goliath make David look like David. You know what I mean? So,
look like David. That was the 1 out of 100 that he got.
Exactly. So we don't take it lightly, but you know, of course, I'm banking on what Jordan have shown with the team, with the whole team, and the defense too. By the way, the defense too. They came through some big moments, bro. They came through some big moments in that game, that Cowboy game. I ain't. They had one of them intercept. Oh my God, I ain't even think that was going to go back. I just said that I ain't even gonna give us 3 interceptions for free. But
the boy was feeding families that day.
But what we can't expect, and I know they don't. We can't expect Brock to do that. You know, because all he's showing us is that he knows how to make the right decision. Now what he's shown me, I don't know about anybody else, but Brock has shown me in the last few games something I thought I was doubting of him. I ain't think he can make a play in the play for the time.
Right.
Now he even showing me that, I'm gonna Patrick Mahomes you. I'm like, don't you make me Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So,
not Lamar Jackson.
What I mean by that is he'll take off if he has to.
Comparing Brock Purdy to Lamar Jackson is outrageous.
They worrying about Debo and worrying about because they know he can scramble and still find them. And you already know what y'all do with a yard. You know what y'all do with a 2-yard pass. So only thing I'm glad about that part is that we don't have a problem with tackling.
Right.
Hold up, Jamarie.
So
What's happening, better man?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Jair Alexander, that boy fool. First off, that boy makes me laugh. Every time he get on the mic, every time he in front of a camera, that boy is nuts.
Interesting. I think he's one of the most, he has a lot of musculism on the team. Mm-hmm. I think it's like him and Lil Watts and him and Christian Watts.
Yeah, that boy got up there and said, yeah, coach didn't know I was from Carolina. Yeah. So I went out there for the coin toss.
Exactly.
And I told him, put us on defense.
You know, it reminded me of when James when they designated that it was normal. It's exactly when I saw that, I was like, God, that's what James reminded. I was like, man, that reminded me when I said that. Coach must say, no, I was from Carolina. but Coach know you from Carolina, boy. He's gonna leave you right out here. That boy said, so they was like, so he was a captain for the baby because he was no, man, I'm a captain of Carolina. That's what I was trying to tell you. I wasn't the captain of the team that day. No, I'm the captain of Carolina. That's why I'm here for this coin toss.
Coach didn't tell me to go up there, but I just thought he forgot.
Carolina told me. What you mean? I respect his mind. That's why.
I respect it.
And I respect Coach Brian too for sticking with that discipline. Because boy, I know Coach had a bunch of like, are you serious? We could have did this at the end of this. We could hit on a nice fine. So, you know what I mean? Make a run a few
Take a
laps.
game check.
Run a few
Let him
laps.
play now.
What? So
We lose this game now.
Exactly, man. You already know. You know who they gonna look at. You know what you already know. You know when these coaches mess up on the game clock and you do this, you discipline a player, and then we gonna act like he was Jordan Love. You already know. You gonna act like we discipline you because you let Jordan, you suspended Jordan for a game.
Right. Look. I'm gonna say this. Wayne, you might be the Green Bay of the rap game in terms of what you did with Young Money. And you got Drake, you got your QBs, you got your breaks, you got Nicki. You know what I mean? So you picking them too now.
Yeah, I mean, I get that from my upbringing of being around Birdman and Slim. I mean, that's how I'll look at how the hell y'all saw what y'all saw in the Eagles keepers. But they saw, and they would not tell us not one day short of the birthday.
Guys with bad genes, are they worth it?
Jeans go with everything.
They go with nothing.
Everybody kind of showed that, like, man, y'all really showed Zay's personality.
Bro, it was awesome.
Yeah. Anybody get a Super Bowl.
I hope, man.
Nah, they gonna get beat.
The Texans are going to beat the Ravens this week.
I just say.
I'll take that bet.
Well, bet.
Money line.
So you said, you gonna give me
So
20
Freddie
cents with money?
No, what did you say? You said
I mean,
the Ravens are not going to
If I
get
get
it.
you want to say money line, can I get?
No,
can
you
I bet? Can I bet
Freddie, you can bet 2,000.
I don't want
the Ravens are about to beat the
because
Texans.
the Texans are gonna win.
Right,
But I
that's
want
just-
though, just like the book. Why am I bet this motherfucker when I can go bet with DraftKings and get
I
plus
ain't got
275?
I ain't got no big.
Huh?
I ain't got no big.
What up, Reese?
No big.
No big.
Give me the
minus
juice.
110.
Give me the
I
juice.
will bet you whatever you want that the Ravens whoop the Texans ass.
But you can't pay me even money. If I'm betting with
That's the way
$100,
that's the way homeboys bet.
Stay out of it.
All right. How you make it? Frank T. I'm with you when you're right. I'm gonna say my ancestors over here.
You see how he started shuffling?
Yeah, I'm done.
Draymond moment. So stay out of it.
Fred, there's no chance that the Houston Texans beat the Ravens.
Just like
at
you
home.
thought.
At home with 2
You
weeks off.
thought the Dolphins were going to do some shit this year. We thought there wasn't a chance that the Jags would miss the playoffs at 8-3. Say something. It's always a chance. Any given Sunday, it's the NFL.
Don't give nobody else that money.
The Texans.
Fred, don't give nobody else that money. Give me that money.
The Texans defense playing lights out.
I know.
CJ, they're hot.
Love
All right,
CJ
think about it this
I love CJ Stroud.
Do we
Think
have
about
a
it this
bet?
way.
I want to know.
Do we have
Do we
a
have a
bet?
bet?
Because I
What do we
love
bet?
CJ
We ain't
Stroud.
got no
I
bet.
understand what you said. D'Amico Ryan, I love him. Alabama, they were friends.
Alabama.
The Ravens are about to whoop their ass.
Make it 500 light.
What does that mean?
$500, bro. Just light. Got light. Worse than traveling to Pivot, doing it all these podcast shows.
We
Gotta
got
have $500 laying around somewhere.
Just give me my money now. You might as well give my money now.
Hey. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Freaky Playoffs. It's the Pivot. Happy Friday, boys.
So,
It's good to be with you guys again. This is for those of you who don't know, which I'm sure you do, which is why you're here. This is Channing. This is Fred. I'm RC. Welcome to the Pivot. It's been a good week.
can I acknowledge something? I just want to acknowledge this, right? Because I asked y'all to come in. Bro, they say you are the OG
GOAT, Hoodie Man, they say you got the dopest hoodies, bro. I gotta agree with the people.
That's because...
And we get the source. Everybody wants the source.
Well, I get them from everywhere. I will basically buy a hoodie from whoever makes a good hoodie. A lot of them I just get on Instagram because Instagram has noticed that I'm an easy target. So they just pop up a sponsored hoodie spot and I say, hey, I'll go here and buy it. And then what happens is people see the hoodies and different hoodie companies send them to me. And I wear them and I shout them out. And so if you have a dope hoodie company and you want me to wear your hoodie on the Pivot, contact me, DM me, and I'll wear it. Back to the week, man. I don't think people understand how difficult podcasting is. I know Freddie T takes calls all the time, you as well, Channing, and it's always, how do you get your podcast to pop? How does it become popular? How does it become successful? And Channing, you've said it from the beginning, it's about the people, right? I think with us, obviously it starts with Alicia and then us three, all the people behind the cameras who travel around with us and help us do the job. But I think the most important part of what we do, especially when we're interviewing, is our guests. You never know how it's going to go. Des Bryant was our guest this week, and he was just magnificent. I think he was open, and he was vulnerable, he was funny. But the thing that so many people are talking about his show for is when he read the poem or the piece about generational curses. And if you listen throughout the show, when he talks about the things he went through with his father and his stepmother, the things he went through with his mother, and how he is actively trying to break those curses for his children because he didn't get that in his life. In the moment, you don't ever really know how things are going to resonate in either one of you. And watching the way people have received it, what do you think about that?
It reminded me of the Jonathan Owens and Simone Biles episode a little bit, only because that clip is traveled so much, and it didn't go in depth, much like what you just mentioned here, because it kind of stemmed from him or Daz explaining how he came up. His challenges coming up in a household where he said his mother, grandmother, they sold drugs and all those different things. And then I kind of presented him with the question of how do you stop that from happening? How do you get your children to not have to go down those same paths, for lack of a better thought? I think Daz, it reminded me of the Michael Beasley episode and what the Pivot really is. Just raw, uncut, very transparent, and really just vulnerable. I thought Daz did an amazing job of just giving up of himself. And for everyone out there that might see this, I want you guys to just take a moment to really just go and view the entire episode if you've only seen that clip. It was just a beautiful episode, just Daz opening up. And I know you guys are coming to see him outside of just being a football player, but the man, the son, the friend, the brother. For me, RC, it was what I love about being on this podcast.
It made me think about Pow Pow. Y'all know what Pow Pow is? Pow Pow is what a spanking is to my kids now. We talked about it before, actually. I would say it's over a year ago, but like spanking your kids. Because I got spanked. You know what I'm saying? You get spanked, you act up, you get popped. You get hit. And I even have little dad at 3, and he knows what Pow Pow is. So even when it's like, time to go to bed, I don't want to go to bed. And I'm like, okay, well, you can get a Pow Pow. But he was saying that curse, the generational curse, because I got spanked. You can't say beatings anymore and all that stuff. Like, there is an extreme to hit the kid, but there is physical repercussions if you do it. And it really made me think about that, because a lot of people say it, and my dad, my mom, different people be at the house, and they be like, "You still spank your kids?" Yes. I still spank my kids. I don't beat them. It's not aggressive, but that's what I'm saying. So the Crowder Pow Pow, it really made me think about that when Dan was talking about that, and that was the thing that came up, and I never thought it would come up, and that's a good thing. Like Fred was saying about the show, where it made me think about that. Like, you know, you can reprimand in different ways than spanking, but if your ass ain't going to bed, I'm still gonna put the hands in.
And that's why I mentioned Simone and Jonathan, because people just allowed it to be right there at surface level. You know, I think if some people saw this clip with Daz, a lot of people thought it was beautiful, but then you also have people that said, nah, I'm going to discipline my kids differently. I'm going to put that belt on their ass. Like, how do you get your kids from saying no, you know, and being disruptive? So that clip, it did remind me of that too, Chan. Like, it wasn't a clip where he was saying, you know, be soft to your kids, but take time. You know, take time, be a parent, learn how to understand. But he also finished it off when he said, listen to your children more so than doing those other things that he said he did in that piece. So I just thought it was beautiful altogether.
The biggest part about that is experience. You attempt to impart that wisdom before hearing what they're going through. And for me, man, you know, just with going through different things in life, I got a text from Jordan and Logan this weekend, and Logan wanted to have a conversation with me. And to not go too in-depth into the conversation, for the first 15 minutes, I just sat and I listened. And then when I felt like parts of those conversations, she got to be a little bit womanish, I said, hey, look, I'm still your daddy and you're going to respect me. Just because I'm listening to you doesn't mean you can take advantage of that and speak to me like I'm one, as your parents used to say, one of your little friends. Right? But as you continue to have those conversations, man, like you realize that it's not only about what you say to your children, it's about what you do. Right? Like your children are watching. Your children are learning. Your children are listening. And because you are saying that they need to be one way, they're also viewing the way that you are, and that is part of their tutelage too. And it's about how you treat other people. Right? Because we all, and I've been around you, you guys love your kids, like we all love on our babies. Right? And I can't necessarily say decisions you make for your babies that come from a place of love are wrong. Because there's no rule book to it. There's no handbook. They don't teach you how to do it. And I think for Dez, his handbook would have been the way that he was raised. And he wants to make sure that he doesn't do things that way. But my question to y'all would be, what is the measure of right or wrong?
It's funny you say that because with Dez, it was running away from what he saw was wrong. That's not what you're supposed to do with a kid. That's not how you're supposed to treat a kid. That's not how you're supposed to treat people. But it's something you just said, RC. It's where, and I know y'all, and it's random stuff, but I'll bring it up. Like at the airport, TSA, when y'all give y'all phones and y'all beep y'all phones and they get back to y'all say thank you. Appreciate you, ma'am. Have a nice day. And stuff like that, where it's not what you're doing bad, it's what you're doing right. And that's the thing that I think people don't take into account. Kids are watching you. Every time you move, every time you walk around with your kids, they're watching how you treat people. They're watching how you respond to people. They're watching how you interact with people. I think a lot of people don't think about that. Where y'all are very respectful and y'all are good men and I love y'all to death. Yeah, hell, everybody knows years of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the part that people don't take into account, that they have to fix the kid. But randomly on a Tuesday morning when you go to goddamn Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee and they see that person give you the coffee, a random, I fuck with you about this word earlier, a barista. Nigga, you two goddamn black.
That's what they are. That's the actual
nobody
name.
says barista.
That is. That's like when people say things like penis and vagina, and people think that those words are weird, but those are the words that they have given us in order to describe and name those body parts.
So
his barista, no matter, I don't care if he's a 6'4" black man, what he is, a barista.
He's a barista.
Right?
Freaking barista burnt my beans. That's what he was saying.
We talking about barista. But y'all dumb as hell. But to that point, a barista that's just giving you a coffee. You'll never see that person again in your life. Kids see you, that person give you a coffee, and you say, thank you so much, I appreciate you, brother. Like, that's why I think you build a kid's character. That's why I think you build a kid what they're going to be and how they're going to grow up, other than just reprimanding. It's telling them when they're doing wrong. I think a lot of people don't show their kids how to do right. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people fail.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too, Channing. I think it's just really been just an open-minded, human being, or just an open-minded parent, like taking the time to think.
Where is the white? I just had it.
Repercussions
Bro.
of your decisions and actions. How would that affect your child? I saw something Nick Saban said the other day talking about when his players would do something.
Here it is.
People would turn on him to, suspend the players, kick them off the team, kick them out of school. But he talked about the story of
Muhsin Muhammad.
Correct.
Yeah, Moose.
He had a 15-year career. He had an opportunity where that people wanted him to kick him out of school, but he ended up sticking with him, and he made him run and put him through all that punishment stuff. And eventually, long story short, he ended up being a success story. He owns companies and part of big businesses. And really, the measure right or wrong is how your heart feels about that particular individual. If you're a parent, how you try to get the best out of your son or daughter, right? And just doing those necessary things, but also thinking long term. We sometimes want to pow their asses, but you have to take a lot of emotions out and say, sometimes decompress, and then come back and approach. So everybody has different parenting skills. I think if you take the time and think first rather than react, come up with certain tactics, like don't discipline with your hand. Maybe get something so the child can understand the difference between discipline and abuse. So it's a lot of different skills you can develop, but I don't know. Everybody's gonna be different, but I think just take your time, being open-minded, thinking before you react with your child, feeding life into them. Dad said that. I think that's important.
I mean, it's like anything else in the world, though, right? It's like the stuff that felt good or bad to us is things we learned to do or to not do, right? The things that hurt or helped us are the things that we learned to do or to not do. It's like when I got spanked as a child, I never looked at my parents and hated them. I never looked at my parents as if they were trying to hurt me. Like, I hated it. You know what I mean? I hated getting spanked, but I was like, I get it. I did some effed up stuff. They had to discipline me. Now I know if I do this again, this is the consequence. Right? And sometimes I knew they resorted to that because they had told me a million times to not do that. So to my parents, obviously,